Welcome children. This video I made especially for thrust and pressure topic. But before that I want to continue where we have ended our last video, and if I am not wrong we are going through the topic turning effect of the force. So we will start from here and we will end up to pressure topic. Okay, so let's start. As we are learning about turning effect of force, you just think children, we have used the term pivot. What is the meaning of pivot? Pivot means to turn or balance on a central point, or a short rod or shaft on which a related part rotates or swing. As you can see here, here you can see this one. This is your hand floor grinder. This is your pivot. Okay children, or if you will see the potter, see he pushes its wheel with the help of a stick. Okay, he put all the soil clay here only, and then he tried to rotate it, that you can see with the help of the arrow diagram. So what I want to say, let's see. You just keep both the examples in your mind, as I have shown you two diagrams. One is your hand floor grinder and that your potter's wheel. In both the situation you have seen that a person is rotating both the wheels. Maybe that is stone, that is your grinder, floor grinder, hand floor grinder, or potter's wheel. What is going on actually, we will try to understand. Here this body is pivoted at point O. Okay, if F force is applied on the body in the direction of Fp, okay, here force is applied, we are applying force here. Okay, then what will happen, because it is fixed at a point, so it is not, this body is not going to displace its position. It can't shift from here to here or anywhere, because here it is fixed. Then what will happen, if we are applying force, then what will happen, if F force is applied on the body in the direction Fp, and here we have drawn a line to show Fp, which is not visible, just for explanation I have drawn this line, and it is perpendicular, that is normal to the surface. Then what will happen, because force is not able to displace the position of the body, then what it will do, it will rotate the body. Okay, the body cannot move in linear motion, because body is not free to move or displace from one place to another, but this force rotates about the point O in the direction as shown in this figure. Okay, so you just think we are using that floor grinder, or the we are using that potter's wheel, and we try to rotate, this thing happened. Here it is fixed and this body will start rotating here, because we are applying force by holding maybe the handle or the stick, and we are applying force, so it will start rotating. And it depends upon the direction, in which direction we are applying. Is it clockwise or anti-clockwise, we are going to learn about that thing also. So it depends upon the direction, will depend upon us, that in which direction we try to rotate. So overall, what is the formula for moment of force about the point O? This is equals to force into OP. That much force whatever we are applying, maybe 1 Newton, 2 Newton, whatever we are applying, or in dyne you can say 10 dyne, 100 dyne, whatever force we are applying, into this distance OP. Okay, the point where we are applying perpendicular force, the distance between the pivot point and this point where force is applied, this distance into force applied will give you the value of moment of force applied at the point O. So if someone will ask you what is the unit of moment of force, so unit of moment of force is what? Unit of force into unit of distance, because that is the formula for moment of force. So unit of force is Newton, and unit of distance is meter. Okay, so overall unit of moment of force is Newton meter, or instead of writing Newton we may write kgf, that we have learned in topic force. Instead of writing Newton we can write kgf. Okay, and this is meter. So these both are SI unit for moment of force. And what about CGS unit in SI system? 1 Newton meter is equals to 10 to the power 5 dyne into 10 square centimeter. See here, 1 Newton converted into 10 to the power 5. 1 Newton is equal to 10 to the power 5 dyne, and 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. So we have converted both separately, and overall it is 10 to the power 7 dyne centimeter. Or if we want to compare as kgf and Newton meter, 1 kgf meter is equals to 9.8 Newton meter, and 1 gf centimeter is equal to 980 dyne centimeter. If a person, now we have to understand in general language how you will understand what is moment of force. So I have written as an example, if a person has to apply a minimum force of 2 Newton on the handle of the door of width 1.2 meter to open it, it means minimum moment of force required to open the door is 2 Newton, that is the force applied by the man, into 1.2 meter. This is the distance between the hinge and the point where the person will first apply the force, perpendicular force. Okay, so 2 into 1.2, this is force, this is distance between pivot point and force applied at that point. So this is, you may consider as OP. So overall he has to apply at least 2.4 Newton meter moment of force so that he can turn the or rotate the door. Now we will discuss about what is rigid body and what is non-rigid body. A body in which the interspacing between, in general language you may understand that rigid body is the body which is hard, and non-rigid body which is soft. Okay, where you may push it or squeeze it. Okay, so in physics, how we can write what is rigid body? A body in which the interspacing between its constituent particles do not change. Naturally, if it is hard, the particles movement is not there, do not change when a force is applied on it, is called as rigid body, and if it changes, the body is called non-rigid body. So we know that if there is a stone and we try to apply a force on that, the shape of the stone is not going to be changed. But if there is any sponge and we are applying force, naturally it will change its shape, and we will withdraw our force, again it will back in its position in shape. Or if there is clay, we will apply force, then its shape will be changed. If we will withdraw the force, the shape will continue like that only. So I hope it is clear what is rigid and non-rigid body. A force when applied on a rigid body can cause only the motion in it. So you just think, if there is a stone and as I told you we are applying force, there will no change in the shape of the stone, but it can displace from one place to another place, right? But a force when applied on a non-rigid body can cause both the change in its size or shape and the motion in it. But if we are applying force on sponge, it may be squeezed, or if we are applying force on clay, it may the shape may change, and there is chances that it will change its place also. Okay, so we have to know about that. Now few examples from general life where we can see or feel the turning effect of the force. Kindly go through your book also, children, because I have tried to give you few examples from your book only, and you supposed to draw diagrams also, where we can see the effect of force when we open or shut a door. Already I have explained you in my previous video. Hand floor grinder is provided with a handle near its rim. There also we can see the turning effect of force. A potter's wheel has a wheel pivoted at the center. A carpenter uses a drill machine which is provided with a handle, so that by applying a less force at the end of handle, he can easily make a hole in it. To turn a steering wheel in a car or truck, the driver applies force at a point on the rim of the wheel as shown in this figure. See, all these examples I have taken from your book only, so that you can go through all the detailed lines. Okay, so children, this is a steering wheel, this is rim. Turning of a steering wheel, if the driver apply force, what happened? The position of the steering wheel is not going to be changed. What happened? It starts rotating. which is compulsory for the movement of the motion of the vehicle. So if you want to see in your book, I can show here. Wait a minute. Yes, this point. We are talking about this point. To turn a steering wheel in a car or truck, the driver applies force at a point on the rim of the wheel as shown in this figure. Okay. Second, here in a bicycle, to turn the wheel, the force is applied on the pedal so that distance of force from the axle of wheel is increased. I hope you all are familiar with this picture. Here, this is your paddle, children, foot pedal, axle. We are applying force here. That's why I've drawn here the perpendicular line so that we can show. So the perpendicular force is applied and it start rotating in this direction or in that direction. Here is also a rear wheel, and with the help of this movement, the bicycle starts moving. Similarly, in a spanner or wrench used to tighten or loosen a nut, has a long handle to produce a large turning effect by a small force applied at the end. Its handle, as shown in this figure, you just think this is a spanner. It is having a long handle. If there is small handle, then what will happen? It is difficult to rotate the nut, right? See, force is applied here. This is the handle. Force is applied here, and rotation in this direction. Hence, we can say that turning of a body about the pivot depends on magnitude of the force and perpendicular distance of the force from the point of rotation. That's why we have written that formula, that moment of force is equals to force, that is magnitude of the value of the force, into perpendicular distance, that is OP. Just now we have finished in that diagram, previous diagram. I hope now it is clear. What moment of force is equals to what? Force applied into the distance between this point and this point. Force applied and the distance between both the point. Here also. So larger the perpendicular distance, less is the force needed to turn the body. Okay. And if the distance is less, then you have to apply more force, much more force, to bring a change. That's why we have written this formula, moment of force or torque. This is also named as torque. TORQUE is equals to force into perpendicular distance of the force from the point O, that is F is equals to OP. This is the formula. We use it for numericals also. Now we are coming to the point thrust and pressure. See children, what I have done here, I have drawn a diagram of your hand where you are holding, or we all are holding a pencil. We are doing the classroom teaching. I suppose to do this activity in the class. We will hold a pencil and try to press from both the sides. Fine children, if I am holding this pen and I am trying to hold it in this way, okay, what will happen? See, if I am trying to hold in this way, I felt that here is more depression. So bring closer. Here you can see more depression. If I have cleaned the ink, you can see here is more depression, and as compared to the thumb. Why this happen? We can do once again with the help of a pencil. I've holded a pencil, okay, and applying same pressure both side, this side, okay, but I am feeling uncomfortable this side as compared to that, because I feel more pressure on this point as compared to on my thumb. Why this happen? See the depression. Can you see this? And here on my thumb there is no depression. Why this happened? I'm going to give you all the detail in as written also, but try to understand what happened here. See children, what is thrust? Thrust is actually force which we are applying perpendicular on any body. Like this is my pencil and I'm trying to press it. So if I am applying a perpendicular force on this surface, that is my notebook, this is called thrust. Okay, clear? And that thrust applied per unit area, means thrust divided by area, is called as pressure. If I am trying to do the same thing in this way, when my back part of the pencil and I'm trying to press it, there is no mark here, it means less pressure is there applied. Okay, so what is thrust? Thrust is a force which apply perpendicular on any surface. Okay, thrust is a force which is applied perpendicular on any surface. Okay, but we are feeling more pressure. What is pressure? Pressure is thrust per unit area. That is, pressure is what? Thrust upon area. Here the area of contact is very less, so whatever force I am applying is more, because point of contact, that area is very less. But if I have changed the position of the pencil or the place, now if see, same pressure I am applying, but pressure is not same, thrust is same thrust, same forces I am applying, but as the area is increased, so it is distributed among the area. So here we are feeling less press. Same thing happened with our fingers also. When we use our fingers, maybe middle finger or the index finger and thumb, where the tip of the pencil was there, we applied same force here, but we know according to Newton's third law of motion, what happened? We applied here force, in return my finger also applied force. That's why I felt so much pressure here. But here when I applied force towards my thumb also given back same pressure, but the area was more, this area is more as compared to this one, so overall pressure is less, thrust is equal. Try to understand this line, very important line. Thrust is equal in both the condition. Okay, because thrust is the pressure which I have applied on both the finger. Okay, but pressures are different, because here pressure is thrust upon area, area is less, therefore pressure increased. And here thrust, same thrust divided by more area. So when you will write in this way, pressure is what? Pressure is equals to thrust upon area. So when area will increase, pressure will decrease, and where area will decrease, pressure will increase. So we are going to learn about that thing, whatever given you, I have told you just now in detail. You see, if we hold a pencil between our index finger and thumb, see, this is our index finger, thumb, and this is a pencil, and arrow sign will show you that I am applying force both sides. Apply equal force on both sides, we will see that depression is more in the same in the index finger as compared to thumb. Why the depression varies on both fingers? Here index finger applies force on the pencil according to Newton's third law of motion, and equal and opposite force will be applied by pencil nib on our index finger, and on the other side equal force will be applied by our thumb on back side of the pencil. Direction of force applied by pencil nib is perpendicular to the index finger. This force that is perpendicular to our finger has a particular name to it. Any force which acts, this is the definition of thrust. Any force which acts perpendicular to any surface is called as thrust. Perpendicular force, only perpendicular force applied on surface is called as thrust. So you have to write that word either normal, you will write normal, or perpendicular. So overall what I can say, what is thrust? Thrust is a special name for force, or we can say it is a special type of force, one kind of force. Thrust is a special name for force acting perpendicular to a surface. So if it is a surface and applying a force perpendicular, this is to show that this is 90-degree angle. Here force F is thrust acting on the surface. So what will the unit of thrust? Naturally, if thrust is a kind of force, so whatever unit of force is there, the same unit will be for thrust. So I have written SI unit of thrust is Newton, and in CGS system it is dyne. Now we will coming back to our topic that why there is more depression as compared to on index finger or middle finger as compared to thumb. We are coming to the same topic and giving you the reason for that. First of all, the question: thrust is same on both the finger and thumb. Then why depression was not same? That is the question. Why my middle finger or index finger are having more depression as compared to thumb? Because area of contact, so children, thrust is acting on lesser area, therefore value of thrust upon area will be more. Okay, try to understand. Thrust is acting on lesser area, means area is less, therefore this value will be more, thrust upon area, that is thrust per unit area. And if area is more, then thrust per unit area will be less, that is pressure will be less. So same thing I have written here, thrust is acting on lesser area, therefore thrust per unit area is more, depression is more. And in reverse, here while on thumb the thrust was same, but area of back of the pencil is more than area of pencil's nib or tip, therefore thrust per unit area is less, depression is less. Okay, here I have drawn a diagram. Here I try to show you the tip of lady sandal tip and sole of shoe. If by mistake someone kept their shoe or sandal on your foot, you are feeling so much pain when any sandal tip is on your foot as compared to sole of the shoe. What is the reason? If both people are having same weight, same thing, because here the area, see if the two persons were there, a lady and a man, both is having weight 60 or 50 kg, here you are feeling more pain as compared to this one. Why this happened? Because force applied by in both the situation perpendicular are same, but here area is less, therefore thrust upon area is more, means pressure is more. Area is less, thrust is equal in both the condition, thrust is equal, here pressure will be more because area is less, and here pressure will be less because area is more, thrust is same. For example I am telling, okay, if thrust is 10, okay, and area is, here area is 5 and here area is maybe 7. So what is this? Or taking another example, here thrust is 20, thrust is 20 Newton. Okay, for example I am explaining you. Here area is less, so I have taken as 5 meters square, here is 10 meters square. So what is the pressure applied here? Here is 4, right, and here 2. As in area increase, I am just trying to explain you the inversely proportional relationship. Okay, so that's why feeling so much pain here in this condition as compared to this one. It is just similar to the pencil tip and pencil back. So what is thrust per unit area is pressure. This is the definition of pressure also. Thrust per unit area is defined as pressure. So pressure is equals to what? Thrust upon area. So what is the unit of pressure? We will write unit of thrust is Newton and unit of area is meter square. Therefore SI in SI system, unit of pressure is Newton per meter square or Pascal, on the name of the great scientist Pascal, who has given so much detail about this topic of science. And in CGS unit, what is the CGS system? Unit of pressure is dyne per centimeter square. Examples you will go for examples you will go through your book, children. One thing I have tried to explain here: a person standing on sea beach, okay, and the same person, that person lying down flat on sea beach. You will see there his or her foot mark is there on the sand, but here is not any such thing is there. Why there is so difference? See, I have written, instead of drawing the diagram, I have written the situation. A person standing on sea beach, that person lying down flat on sea beach, weight I have written as W1, same weight W2 because the person is same. Now one thing is common here, so I have written as common. What is common here? Thrust will be same on both cases because weight is same in both the cases, because we have taken example of same person. Why thrust is same? Because weight is force here, okay, and force means thrust, which is working acts perpendicular. So I have written here weight is same and weight is force which acts perpendicular downward. Thrust is same in both the cases. Now again some difference is there. Here area of contact is less. See, in this situation we are talking about pressure. Where is more pressure, where is less pressure? Pressure is equal to thrust upon area, okay. So here thrust same, here is also thrust same. Here area is less because person in standing position, and here he is lying down on his belly or on back. here area of contact is less, therefore thrust per unit area, that is pressure, is more. Due to more pressure, the person sinks into the sand. Here area of contact is more because the person is lying. Pressure is less, that is here he does not sink in the sand. One more example you may write in your notebook also. Give reason why it is difficult to do push-ups on fingers as compared to do push-ups on your palm. Same concept, whatever I have explained you may use the same concept. So here I am ending this video, children. Very soon I am coming with the next topic. Till then, bye bye children.